Hey y'all, today we're going to be making these Victorian gilded walnuts. They are traditionally filled with all kinds of little things and embellished in different ways. I just use a bow and a little pine cone charm. Inside this one it has little well wishes for the new year, or you can do something like this. This one's not gilded because it's a gift for my stepmom, but you can make little trinkets. This is a needle felted rabbit that I'll be doing another tutorial on in the future, and you can put little candies or jewelry or all kinds of things in these. First, you're going to start with your walnut and a really strong paring knife, and just very, very gently and carefully cut around the natural break in the walnut shell, and try to be very controlled. Keep your muscles tight when you're doing this, and always keep the blade toward whatever surface you're working on. You don't want to cut yourself, and eventually the walnut will give way. I've only had a very few crack in weird places like this one. And then you'll need to clean out the meat and save it for making little candies or putting in baked goods. I love walnuts, so go ahead and do that with however many you're planning to gild, and clean out the inside as much as you'd like to make it as smooth as you'd like. These shell halves are already gilded, but I prefer doing it after it's all filled and everything, unless you're spray painting it, because otherwise it kind of comes off when you're trying to do everything else in making the ornament. If you're spray painting it, go ahead and do that first and let them dry for 24 hours. You're also going to need some burgundy ribbon or and some sort of little well wish or whatever you're going to fill your walnut with. Just cutting these with some little embroidery scissors. I love using these for tiny crafts and miniatures because they're really, really sharp, and the blades are small enough for everything. So fit whatever it is you're putting inside your walnut with that, and then you're going to be making the little hanger for the gilded walnut. I should have secured this little strand with hot glue. It would have been easier, but that's okay. I'm using just some mild tacky glue. You don't want to use too much because you still want to be able to cut it open on Christmas or New Year's Day. So I just put a few little dots, nothing too strong, so that my guests will still be able to get into them. So go ahead and let that glue set, and you might end up with a little gold leaf on your fingers, which is why I suggest waiting until afterward. If you did go ahead and do it beforehand, no big deal. Just go back over it with a little glue or Mod Podge and add more. Okay, so now this one is pre-glued, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how I gilded it. This is Mod Podge. You could also use plain Elmer's glue. You can find the link to the one that I used in the info box below, and the imitation gold leaf as well. Actually, all of the supplies that I'm using you can find in that post. I wanted to finish gilding this in the single video, so I would go ahead and wait and gild one side at a time. I had a problem with having to go back and replace a lot of the gold leaf because my fingers kept adhering to the gold leaf and it was pulling off patches. That won't happen as badly if you let one side dry and then do the other side, but for time reasons I went ahead and did that. I'm using a dry paintbrush to pat the gold leaf down. I don't know if you can tell that. It's my fingers have oils on them, and so the paintbrush doesn't, and so it's less likely to tear the gold leaf while I'm working with it. And some other ideas for filling the gilded walnut, saltwater taffy would be cute, tiny little animals, rings, maybe, I don't know if you could fit a little lip gloss or lip balm in there. It'd have to be pretty small. You could also just do confetti, like little snowflake confetti or something like that. Just little tiny things that would be super cute to break open, especially for kids. The adults might enjoy the little well wishes, but kids will enjoy little tiny surprises in there. Obviously, the spray paint option is probably less messy and less time consuming, but the gold leaf is just, the shine it can't be beat. This is the shiniest spray paint that I could find, and it just doesn't compare to the brilliance against the Christmas tree lights with the gilded gold leaf. So I just added a little ribbon and a little pine cone charm. I have links to all of these things again in the info box below. And as far as what goes inside it, as I said earlier, the next video I'm going to be doing is how to make this tiny little needle felted rabbit. I'm working on that video right now. And with those skills, you can also try to make mice or teddy bears. Those would be very Victorian animals to make as well. And so if you want to learn how to make this, go ahead and subscribe either to the blog or to my YouTube channel so that you are notified when that video is up. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.